kicked into high gear, beginning with the arrival of the new cook. Hopefully, this one could fry an egg. With the resort's first guests arriving in 9 days, she wouldn't have much time to train him. Somewhere nearby, a twig snapped, and she spun toward the sound. The only other figure in the field of headstones was the concrete angel in the cemetery center. The peregrine falcon from before perched atop the angel's halo, watching Ryann. In folklore, falcons were said to be messengers from heaven. Ryann had never believed it. But now, accusations seemed to pool in its obsidian eyes. She glanced back at the tombstone. "I'm so sorry, Tyler," she said, his name breaking in her throat. Then she hurried toward the parking lot, careful not to step on the grass directly in front of each headstone. After all, these were her neighbors, her customers, her friends and family. Daisies and a tiny yellow teddy bear leaned against the smallest headstone in the cemetery. Little Ella Lawrence. The same water that flowed peacefully past her cabin had ripped away the toddler's life 1 mile downriver from the resort. She shuddered. In high school, Ryann had shared a friend group with Ella's mother, but that was where the similarities ended. Ella's mother had done nothing to deserve her tragedy. Out of sight, an engine roared to life. Ryann stopped cold. Dread filled her stomach and spread through her body. She was a fool to think she was ever truly alone. Not in this town. Ryann wrenched open the door of her old Jeep. Before she climbed inside, the flapping of wings rushed over her. The falcon narrowly missed her head before ascending toward the clouds. Oh, Lord. Shane Olson glanced up from the sheet of directions, forcing his gaze back to the road just in time to see the mountain goat in the middle of the highway. He yanked the steering wheel to the left, and the tires screamed. The shoddy car skirted across the double yellow line and came to rest in the slush less than 12 inches from the mountain's unforgiving rock face. Shane gathered his lost breath. He shifted into reverse, and the wheels spun over the mud and melting snow. Why had he chosen the sensible, fuel-efficient sedan at the dealership the week prior? Not that he'd had many options. 5,000 couldn't do much on a car lot these days. No wonder he hadn't seen another car like his for 100 miles. The sedan had gasped for breath on every incline of the snow-slicked mountainous highway and slithered like a snake on the declines. Now this. He'd be late and miss his only chance. Shane shifted the car into drive and pressed the gas pedal. The car refused to move. He shouldn't have stopped to sleep at the rest area in South Dakota. An early start could have allowed him to make it to West Yellowstone, Montana, by 9 in the morning. Yet no matter how hard he pressed the gas pedal, the sunlight caught up to him. At least until he ducked behind the mountains, like a sinner hiding from God. Ah, that sounded like a sermon from his prior life. Of course, he hadn't written any since last September 4, the day he lost everything. He reversed again, and the car finally broke loose from the mud. From the rearview mirror, the mountain goat watched him ease back onto the road. Strange world. 5 minutes later, he double-checked the printed directions, without nearly crashing this time, and turned onto a wet gravel road marked by a crooked metal mailbox and almost swallowed by a field of wildflowers. A decrepit wood sign towered overhead. With some imagination, he could connect the chips of red paint sprinkled across the wood to read, River's Edge Resort. Shane drove between tall pine trees, gravel crackling beneath the car's wheels. The first building that came into view was small but wide, with sun-faded paneling that had once been red, topped with a tin roof dusted by last night's snow. Shane steered the car toward the front door, pulling it to a stop near a dirty ice chest. A large cardboard sign rested inside a window. The words office/restaurant/fly shop were written in clean and precise script, with a hint of femininity that looked out of place among the cobwebs. With a turn of the key, he cut the radio. Early in the drive, he'd found a Christian station, but the songs could not have sounded more foreign if they had been played in Swedish. He changed it to a series of country stations, each one beginning and ending with static every 100 miles or so. He'd never liked the twang or style, but it added noise to the cross-country trek that had thankfully come to an end. Now only the bugs on the windshield kept